Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, honored guests. From my mother, who is seated out there in the crowd, from my brother Richard, my sister Sheila, and all the rest of our little part of baseball's wonderful family, I'd like to express our appreciation to the Hall of Fame, to the Sporting News, and to the Baseball Writers Association of America for honoring my father with this prestigious award. In doing so, you honor the one simple truth in which he believed, and that is the most important thing about baseball is what goes on between the white lines. That the game and how it's played is what the fans care about the most. So for 4 decades, my father looked over his typewriter and down onto the field, and what he saw was games, not gossip. He saw strategy, not scoops and headlines. He saw the drama of a pennant race, not a soap opera. I spent a lot of time wondering how I might explain this special kind of man to you. And the one thing that keeps coming back to me is a memory from long ago, and I'd like to share it with you. It's 1949, West Palm Beach, Florida. Connie Mack, starched and imposing, sits in the dugout watching his Philadelphia Athletics finish up the first day of spring training. They're having a little fun. The new writer on the beat is taking a turn at bat. Jimmy Dykes, the manager, stands behind the batting cage. The young boy at his side is me. Okay, Kelly, commands Dykes. Let's just see if you can hit and run. The first pitch is fat, like breakfast served in bed, and the ball goes rocketing in the right center field. The writer, who is already one of the finest soccer players to ever play in Philadelphia, is off and running as he prepares to cut the bag at first and dash for second. He shouts defiantly, "It's a challenge." It's a challenge that's met by a burly outfielder named Elmer Vallow and a slick tagging shortstop named Eddie Juiced. Bang, bang, out at second base in a cloud of dust. "Well, I guess you think your old man's quite the hotshot, don't you?" Dykes said to the grinning young boy. "All right, Kelly, back in the cage one more time." Now, in later life, the young boy would come to know the difference between a beanball and a friendly little flip from the pitcher. But on that day, all he saw was a sizzling fastball and his father diving for cover as the men in uniform laughed and Dykes crooned, "Welcome to the big leagues." For 30 baseball seasons after that, Dykes, Mr. Mack, Vallow, Juiced, and 1,000 other baseball players, managers, coaches, and umpires would come to treat my father in a very special way. And they did so because he was a man they could trust. And so they trusted him with all that they knew. And in the end, he knew so much baseball, it was said that if there ever was a writer who could step out of the press box and manage a big league team, it was him. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I do know that that was one of the finest compliments a man in his position could ever receive. I think today you've topped that. Oh yes, one more thing. That day long ago when the boy became a man, he remembered one other important fact. When the pitcher was winding up to throw that little knockdown pitch, my father was already laughing. And he was laughing even harder when the men in uniform picked him up and brushed the dust away. You see, he knew what was coming. And they knew he knew what was coming. And that was the fun of it. You see, they had guessed his secret. And that's the secret I'd like to share with you today. He wasn't a journalist at all. In his heart and in his soul, he was a baseball man. Thank you very much.